I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Sometimes the bass just kicks in on that.
Yeah, the bass on this intro is just giving me Tyrannosaurus Rex hands.
We all had Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I love the vibe here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's late night love.
Late night love. It's late night in the studio where we are. I don't know where it is where you are.
Welcome.
But I will tell you are tuned in to the Love is Blind after show here on AfterBuzz TV.
So good.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. I am Christine Alexis, your lovely host. But I'm not alone. I have my two of my favorite guys, to be honest.
Wow.
Top two.
Wow.
Like,
Top two.
Thank you.
Top two, and you're not two.
Yeah,
There you go. Well, that was a Drake line, but
Yeah,
I guess
well,
it didn't work
yeah,
here.
I got it. Yeah, I got you.
Moving on.
We love Drake. We love Drake.
We have Flopito.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So glad to be here on Love is Blind After Show, because love is amazing, is it not?
Love's amazing.
Sometimes.
Love's amazing.
We're a little cynical
Yeah.
on this
Well,
panel.
real cynical.
Real cynical.
Yeah.
And my favorite cynic all the way here on the left,
I am very cynical.
Mike Feeling.
Love it. Thank you. Love this. I love to see you guys. I love to see you two.
Yeah.
Love is amazing.
It is.
Feel like we're learning it's not blind though.
Yeah. And we're so good to have you back. I know you
Thank
weren't with
you.
us on our last recap. Lots of drama went down.
Yeah, you're on an
You're
assignment.
telling me.
Oof,
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, if you guys have been keeping up with the show like us, which I'm sure you are, that's why you're tuned in right now. We are covering episode 5 of Love is Blind, and ish just got real, honestly.
Yeah. We're not in the pods anymore.
Nope.
Pods are gone.
Pods gone.
The protection of pods.
The pod protection, yeah.
Gone.
The resort is in full swing. Now we're getting some quote-unquote drama between the couples. We're finally seeing how this is a good experiment, or is it going to be the actual test for these couples?
Right. Where are they at on their journey?
That's the word's overused, man. I don't know.
And how close are they getting to prove whether or not love is blind?
Yeah,
I guess that's
true.
what we're seeing every episode, right? Is this experiment holding up?
Indeed.
For some, it is. For some, it's not. Most notably, Diamond and Carlton, who we said goodbye to last episode.
Man.
And they really are not coming back.
Man.
It's done.
I was amazed. I was amazed. And I know you wanted to get my take real quick. I'm really, really happy, actually. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Because I matched this show up, as our friends who have been watching our coverage, with Married at First Sight, which I also do the after show for that. There, when they're not feeling each other, they stay. They don't split up. They don't get off the show. Nothing. They slog through it in weird, awkward situations. It's very, very uncomfortable, and it's kind of not interesting to watch because it's faked and it's weird. I'm glad they just left. I'm glad they bounced.
Hot take.
Good.
Hot takes all around.
Good.
It's a hot take, and I'm going to throw some oxygen with that fire right there because I also was very happy that they left. Because I just felt like there was no coming back from that conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have just felt more disingenuous than the rest of the show
Right.
already feels to really force that. Like, it's almost as forced as planting Rory every 5 seconds when we know he's
Poor
nobody
Rory.
to the show.
Justice for Rory.
Exactly.
Love is Blind too.
Love is...
You finished the first
He could be
one.
on season 2.
Hey, maybe he can be on The Circle. He's in the Netflix family now.
That's true.
Netflix, give this guy a call.
Queer Eye, make him over, everything. He'll just make the rounds of all the Netflix shows.
It's going to be an Ozark next week. Yeah.
Well, like we said, Diamond and Carlton are gone, but we do still have 5 other couples who are giving this a try.
Yes, finally.
But it seems like there's going to be another sense of drama going on, most notably with Lauren and Mark and Amber and Burnett. What do we call
Jessica
it?
Jessica
and
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah,
Jessica
yeah,
and
yeah.
Mark. Yeah,
Jessica and Mark.
absolutely. This love quadrilateral, whatever it is.
It's a square now, kind of, right? It's a square.
Well, Elsie's gone. Right, sure.
It's a square now. Elsie's out of the picture. But the dynamic between these two couples really just popped off, especially this episode. I want to start off by talking about Lauren and Mark because where the episode opens.
Jessica.
So, oh my God, why do I keep saying Lauren? Sorry, Lauren, I love you. Like, I even wrote it in my notes. Lauren,
Lauren, I love you.
no, I wrote Jessica.
Dear
Lauren
No
several
Diary.
times.
Lauren is the best.
Yeah, but
Sorry
I
about
agree
that.
with you. That whole dynamic between those two couples is difficult as it is, but especially Jessica. Is Jessica not understanding what she wants or what she wants to go after at the expense of Mark and Burnett? It's causing all this damage, and it's totally self-inflicted.
Yeah, it's 1,000%
sound fed up.
right. For the friends who watch Married at First Sight as well, this is literally going on right now on that show with Zach. Look, Jessica is not attracted to Mark. That's fine. That's completely fine. I don't even know if it's a take. It's
She's not
just
even
true.
saying it, though.
She's not. She is saying it.
No, she says, I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe the possibility.
But
She's
she
saying
said
it to everybody but him. That's the
True.
problem.
Yeah, she said everybody else. I'm more attracted to Burnett. Barnett's my type. You know, you blah 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 blah. Look, she dumped Mark once in the pods.
Agreed.
That happened. Burnett was like, nah, not feeling it, and then she went back to Mark. Okay, so already Mark's feeling some type of way about that, even though he says no. He had his whole, you love something, let it go. Forget it, man. And now she's just doubling down on it. And if he's getting any kind of subtext at all, you get it. She's not physically attracted to this guy. Mentally, emotionally, I buy it. It seems true.
Yeah.
But at the same time of her saying, I love you, I do love you. And out of the other side of her mouth, she's saying, I don't think I'm going to get there. Similar to Diamond, how do you come back from that?
True.
If you're telling me I'm not physically attracted to you, well, we're only going to grow older and everything together. It's not necessarily going to get better or worse. We don't know. But if you don't have that initial physical attraction, I just think as humans, and actually on Married at First Sight, we had the fans write in and say, do you think it's different for men or women? I think just humans in general, the first kind of instinctual thing, we have our eyes right straight on our head. You see the person. Every day you want to be attracted to that person physically. That's a gut reaction that she's not having.
And that's a really bad thing to say because you can't even dispute that. With the advent of dating apps, it's all visual.
You're swiping on visuals.
Yeah, it's all visual based.
So this show is basically trying to like fly in the way of all of that. Like we don't care that dating apps and like literally every other part of society is telling you, you know, you need to care about looks. We're just not going to. And
and they keep
it's failing.
I think they keep reinforcing it with all the other couples they talk about because Jessica talks about how great a physical connection the rest of them all have. And it's like, yeah, because they are physically attracted to each other. That's why the thing's working. So is love blind? It doesn't seem like it from this crop of specimens.
It sure does not. You guys.
You are a good specimen, good sir.
It's an experiment.
I'm gonna give you the SAT word of the day.
Come
with
on.
specimen.
Come on.
That
We're only a couple minutes in. Like, give me a shot.
That was good. But just getting back into Jessica and Mark's conversation, I've had the same sentiment you did, Mike, where I'm so unbelievably confused by her because as viewers, we can tell what's up. We see the subtext. We understand. And their conversation where we open the episode is just coming off of having interacted with the rest of the group. Jessica seems very visibly drunk. And
yeah, that's an understatement right there, man.
And they get into their first real argument about their sexual connection with each other and why they've decided to wait. Mark said something very interesting to Jessica that I want to get your take on. He, you know, they kind of reiterate the point that they're waiting to have sex and the other couples have not. And Mark says, you know, I'm not some random dude. Like this isn't a random hookup. So I want to go on your pace, but also like, you know, give me that sense of respect. Don't treat me like you're just, you know, you're waiting to have sex with some rando. He also says sex is a really big deal to him. A physical chemistry is there. Like the physical chemistry needs to be there. And he asked her not to say it, or rather he makes her aware that it comes off like a command. Every time she reiterates the fact that they're not having sex. As a guy, how are you taking that if you were in that situation?
I would not say the word command, but I totally got where he's coming from. We used this last recap about Kelly and help me out here. Kenny and Kelly, like they are also not having sex, but you can tell they're completely in sync, and what they did was a mutual agreement. This is definitely her saying, no, I'm putting up this wall, and he's asking, give me a reason why. Is it waiting for marriage? Is there a certain thing? Is, well, I'm not quite there yet. There's so many conditional things, but the answer is, no, we're not taking the next step. Of course, it seems like a command, like you would a dog. No, sit, heel. But I would not tell her that, because that's totally a way to get someone upset with you.
Yeah, it's a poor choice of words, especially if she's a few glasses of wine in, probably. He's really just saying, I want to be mutual with you, because he's completely saying, I respect your decision. I don't want to rush things or do something you're not comfortable with. Like, I've known you 35 hours, maybe, right? So it's just that she's not bringing him into that conversation. They're not making these decisions together. Even if they're on micro different levels, you can still make that decision together. She's just kind of putting the wall up, and that's kind of it. But again, would it be this way if she was with Burnett? Probably not.
Definitely
She's been jumping his bones, right? So just the root of the thing isn't like, I just want to wait and see where she's just not into him. She doesn't think he's hot.
Yeah.
And
That's
again,
okay.
the communication styles are different though, because again, it's how you approach the topic. I do think it's almost like she's making a statement, and it's either like okay or no, but it's the statement's still there.
Right.
There's no conversation happening.
Well, and again, that's why I really liked what happened with Diamond, because again, I think you're messing with me, but it's completely okay. There's no reason to think that these people would be physically attracted to each other after, you know, just a first. It's just like you going to any random place and seeing somebody else and not being attracted. That's literally what happened. These are random people. It's amazing that kind of more of them aren't immediately attracted to each other, right? I think it's actually more impressive that the other 4 couples are. This is totally natural. What isn't cool and what doesn't work, just like on Married at First Sight, when not being honest. It's really like, I'm in love with you.
Right.
You're not. It's, you know, I feel like you're kind of in love with an idea, his background, what he's saying, these kind of things. But on a base level,
but why do you think that is? Is it kind of a thing we have to reconcile of humans of acknowledging or being afraid of being perceived as shallow? Why do we have the charade then if we're not attracted to somebody to keep going with it?
I think in this instance, it's because there's 30 cameras on you and production assistants, and you're there for the show to fall in love, and you've already cried on camera in your little pod, and you're in love, and everybody else around you is getting it on, and so there's definitely an obligation and a feel to kind of go along with this. I don't know, maybe like a hypnotist show. I've done those on stage and played along when I'm not hypnotized for sure.
Same here, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's definitely she's feeling there's pressure. There's pressure to perform in these shows. You know?
There is. It's just I just feel like she's not helping the situation by like I just don't need you to say you love him so much.
Right.
And he's your person and you're so sure and like start forward planning your future with him to only like a couple of hours later completely just do a 180.
Yeah.
Feelings can change. I'm not saying your feelings can't change, but you know there's a difference between being like, I kind of like popcorn. Maybe if I have a little more, I'll like it. Versus like, I'm like allergic. I don't do popcorn ever.
Right.
And then later being like, oh, I think I'm into it. No, you like there needs to be some clear lines drawn. I don't know why I use popcorn analogy.
Mark. That's what his name is.
I don't know, popcorn Mark.
Yeah.
But that's
Because it's right outside our studio.
I gotcha.
You know, we have really good popcorn here at AfterBuzz TV. You know what else we have at AfterBuzz TV? Some
What?
really good shows.
We do.
Yes. Segue of the year. Hello. We love covering everything on TV. That's just what we do. We're the ESPN of TV talk, and we love talking about it with you. So whether you're joining us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, shoot us a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you're thinking, and then also show us some love on iTunes because we love to hear from you there too. Whether it's a 5-star review or a thumbs up, all the fun
all the things.
all the things. I don't know. I get really like expressive with my hands. So I'm talking about AfterBuzz.
That's good.
Because I'm just so passionate about it.
Cool.
So thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk, and keep watching Love Is Blind with us.
Ding.
Ding. We're amazing. But let's move on to a couple that's not so great. Let's talk about. Actually, no. We're gonna talk about a couple that is really doing good. We're gonna talk about Lauren and Cameron.
Okay.
Because at this point, we get like a montage of dates.
Yes.
We kind of check in with everyone like we do every episode, see how the connections are going.
Yeah.
And we can start with this really strong couple, Lauren and Cameron.
Great.
Yeah.
Great couple.
If there was a ranking, they'd be number 1. Yeah.
Good thing we do have a ranking.
There's a tease.
Spoiler.
We will be ranking these couples at the end of this episode, so stay tuned.
They are almost, I don't say too perfect. I do think they're pretty nice. It's kind of the model idea of what you're thinking of, right? You have people that found their kindred spirits. They have physical differences. They understand the differences they are. They're willing to work through them in advance. I mean, it's almost like a bad drug because I'd be sitting here watching this show with my nachos being like, maybe it's possible in the real world. But I like how they work together.
It is possible in the real world. They're a really, really great connection. They seem to be hitting on all different levels, really connecting. They have that heart-to-heart. Again, obviously, this is going to be a continued story of them, that they are a mixed-race couple. So, again, we get more of the storyline. We find out that he has been in a mixed-race relationship, interracial relationship before, and experienced some prejudice with his girlfriend. That's really gross to hear.
Yeah.
And so... Interesting, though, that he has possibly some foresight into what can come and also how to handle that should it arise, unfortunately, because it could.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, it was great that they had that conversation. But something I noticed that he said a couple episodes ago and again on this one was, I'm going to take care of you. And I don't know if that is from him maybe having that experience, because he did say within the story that the girl he was with went up to the dude who kind of harassed them and told him off and, you know, kind of stuck up for them in that situation. So I'm wondering if maybe he's saying that, like, I'm going to take care of us, you know, it's us against the world type thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was from Love Actually.
Or that. I also had a random thought. I'm like, does he want her to be a housewife almost? He kept saying, like, I'm going to take care of you. Like, I'm going to be the man, this macho man in this relationship.
I totally saw it as he saw her getting attacked. He couldn't do anything about it because it was such a unique situation. He hated watching this happen to Sai, to have his own girlfriend having to defend her own honor. He was like, never, never again. But that's the way I interpret it. Maybe it could be stay at home and don't work.
I think I saw it both ways. Like, I definitely was of the first thought that I mentioned, but then I also was like, man, he seems real traditional.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, I'm going to take care of you.
I didn't take it that way. I thought potentially there was some stuff edited out that we didn't see. Perhaps her talking about not having that from partners in the past, feeling unsure or something like that, and not even a literal definition of taking care of you, but having your back, supporting you, not necessarily financially, but whatever your goals are and things like that. I was in the sweet realm with it.
Cool. That's fair. I mean, I love that because we all kind of see everything a little differently. Let's move on and talk about Amber and Burnett. They are enjoying
everything of their bodies together.
Yeah, they're on a boat together.
Jeez.
You know, they're the waves are rocking and so are they. Ooh, puns, no? All right.
Hey.
Puns are awesome. We're talking about this last episode too. I really feel like Barnett and Amber, they're okay. There's that heat, there's attraction there. I'm still not sold it's going to work long term.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything deeper from them beyond the whole like, you hot too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, plus with Jessica in the wings too, it may all blow up. I don't know.
And this was the first time, aside from like her side interview, that Amber like really brought up Jessica to Barnett, because she flat out asked him like, "Are you having second thoughts now that we've all like seen each other?"
Right, and he giggled, and
they edited out his response. Though.
They edited out a response where he was like, "Hell no, thank God, I bet," something like that. Because honestly, Jessica comes off a little, I don't know. I don't want to say crazy, but she's a little bit intense, I think. I'm 100% in agreement with you. Super bright, hot flames burn out quick sometimes, right? So we I think, haven't seen a deeper level from them yet, other than the surface physical attraction, which is obviously there. And if they're going to make the actual marriage thing work, then they have to connect on something else than just a pure physical level. But in contrast to Mark and Jessica, that's much easier to do. Right now, they're in this honeymoon phase. They're having a good time. You're hot. I'm hot. We're hooking up. We have that. That's an initial thing to immediately bond somebody. We can take time to actually get to know each other and, let's say, fall in love, right? What's your favorite food? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know, all the kind of corny stuff. They can go on that journey. If you're starting from the other way of like, I'm not really into kissing you, it's just, it's not going to work.
We put it that way. Love isn't blind.
Come on.
Guys.
Yeah, it's like
Love sees 2020.
It's so hard to go from like the friend zone to something like that burning passionate versus like, all right, we're burning real hard, but like let's just lower the flame a little so that this can, you know, burn a little longer.
Sure.
Right.
So that's a really good point. Jessica also pointed that out this episode, but it just felt salty coming from her because she clearly has feelings for Burnett.
It's like this weird like, comic book villain who's like, I will recreate this relationship in my image and I'll turn out what I have. It's so weird.
Thank you. First of all, it's really disrespectful. Mark is a really nice guy. Okay, he's a good person. It seems like on a base level. It's very disrespectful to go around to everybody else talking about how much you're attracted to Barnett. That just seems unnecessary, right?
Absolutely.
We got that from the pods and stuff, but just from an optics perspective of the nation watching you, that looks not cool. And then her thought of like, if Barnett was with me, we wouldn't be hooking up. He would be in a tuxedo and such a gentleman. Is like, bro, this is the dude you fell in love. Like, this is it. This is the broed up, jacked up guy.
Yeah.
This is what he's into and looking for. He's into this like hot heavy. Yeah.
It's like a mix of her being in denial that he didn't pick her.
Strange.
And just like, yeah, like just living in a different like fantasy world. Like I don't know who you think this person is, but I feel like he's being very transparent about the type of guy he is.
True.
And she just, I don't know, she's embarrassed or her, like she wishes it was her. It's definitely not a good look. Because on their date that we got into, she literally, I wrote it down, she said, I picked right. Like she's affirming him so much.
Right.
Meanwhile, going and telling everybody else that she picked wrong.
Right.
Yeah,
It actually makes me like Burnett more, believe it or not, because I feel like he's with a good match. That's what they're into right now. Maybe they just want to hook up. Maybe they both came on the show just to hook. Who knows, right? They're having a good time, so leave alone. Who cares? She is stuck in this decision from the pods that, let's be honest, it didn't go her way. She chose Burnett, and it didn't go her way. And now nothing with her and Mark in these dates are matching up. It's not romantic. There's always this second guessing.
Because Mark is just not Burnett. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame.
And he doesn't have to be. He is
No.
himself.
He doesn't have to be, but that's the reason.
Bring back LC. Give her a shot.
Please, right, LC. Hey, LC, you around? Let me know what's going on.
She'd be cute on, on the beach.
Let me know what's up. All right.
Elsie?
Shoot my shot. All right, go ahead.
One thing I will say about this, and I don't know if it's because things are being edited for us to seem this way, but maybe I could sympathize with Jessica a little more if this was like some really kindred misconnection here and Burnett was still giving her signs that, he probably feel like he made a mistake too. He's not giving her that.
He's having a great time.
She's pulling for that. Like I feel like she's initiating their interactions. She's always finding a reason to like bring up the fact that he didn't pick her again and like almost negotiate his thought process about it when it already happened.
She didn't even sit next to Mark at the bar when she came back from talking,
Dude,
right?
That's true.
All the other couples have got to be looking at her like, what are you doing?
So I want to ask you a question that I asked in the last episode. What about I'm not defending Jessica. We're not defending her at all.
Yes, he is.
Hey,
At
guys,
Flobito, what is it?
Wait.
Okay.
It's at Mike Thieling. Okay.
No.
So what if you had a dream girl type in your brain and you got so close to getting it and it wasn't there? Are you just going to put your hands up and go, I'm done? Or would you try one more time after the fact? Shoot your shot.
Wow. I think just from an optics perspective, obviously I just got done shooting Survivor. I'm a very gameplay kind of person. I see all these. Christine knows I see The Bachelor as a game.
I know where your head's going.
I would wait till the show is done. If I honestly thought that was it, because they're with that other person, I don't think you come out looking good whatsoever. I also happen to be the person, my wife's probably not watching this, I don't think there is one person for everybody. I think in a world of 7.7 billion people or whatever we got on the earth, there's multiple connections that you would be compatible with. So I just think do you not think so?
I agree with you, but if someone's single listens to you, they're like, oh, really? Everyone gets multiple people, but I'm single.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, you guys are right here. What do you think there's only one person for everybody?
The romantic side of me does, but I think you can have multiple soul connections.
I believe
that's there.
That's why I don't think you need to do this. Look, I think she's probably a really, really nice person. People change in front of cameras and all that kind of stuff. But you start to come off looking desperate. You start to come off looking strange. And then, worse off, disrespectful. You know, if you came off like, wow, just this guy is amazing and I'm heartbroken, and Mark, I'm sorry you're a nice guy, but I just can't continue. I'm fooling yourself. You probably get a lot of sympathy after the show. And a lot of like, wow, you're really true to yourself. But treating Mark like this looks really bad. And then on top of it, is Burnett actually your soulmate? Because it sounds like you want to change him right off the bat, right?
True.
You got a mold that
concerning.
his body type is supposed to fit in for you.
Right.
Right?
I mean, it seems like she's basing a lot of that commentary off of what she saw from him in the pod. So maybe that is her very, very narrow-minded perception of him. But I think if you really love somebody, you're open to the other sides of them. He clearly has a more relaxed side, because she keeps saying like she's only seen this so serious side, but he has another side to him, and I don't think it's right to attack the situation that way and have that mindset. And I also think, true story, if this was a guy, like if the roles were reversed, we'd be calling that guy a dog for like flipping around with his options and trying to do that. Yeah. So I think we gotta hold Jessica to the same standard. It feels like we all agree on that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Defense rests.
I know. We're running through so much. We barely have any time left. I want to get through the next few couples. Kelly and Kenny, another pairing that it's just, I mean, even in the house, people are starting to say they're like endgame at this point.
Yeah. There's not a lot to say about them. They seem to be going great.
Very cool, comfortable resolve with them. Not too hot, not too like touchy. Just
but like Kelly, they're such a good couple. They become the mediators and moderators for the rest of the couples.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I saw Kelly talking about the dynamic between other people, I'm like, this girl's good. She's chilling.
Yeah.
They're good. I think they had, one brief conversation alluding to the fact that they both have really demanding jobs. They said that several times, like how to balance work and prioritizing each other. I think they're okay in that.
You figure it out.
Yeah, that makes
sense. We're gonna move on. We spoke about Lauren and Cameron. Let's get into Giannina and Damien because they also had a little lovers quarrel this episode.
This was annoying.
Why was it annoying, Mike? Where we have a bone to pick with?
I think Giannina got way too extra with it. I think she way misinterpreted what he said on the boat. Who does not have some kind of drama in their lives? Who does not have stress? I was like, has she never been on a vacation before? That's really all this guy was saying. Like, I love vacation, is so great. It's just an escape from, the mundane, normal life or whatever. And she's like, what? What drama do you have? What? Like, she wanted to be some catastrophic thing. Like, he's still chilling with an ex-girlfriend or something back home and she's mad he came on the show. I don't think it's something that epic. And I kind of felt bad for him that she snapped.
Flova, I'm going to let you chime in before
I'm going to let you finish.
I throw a rebuttal.
I think that it resolved in a way where you can see, I'm not sure why that was, but on the boat, that scene specifically on the boat, it did seem kind of extra. So here's this guy saying, hey, look, I'm just hanging out there. And she got kind of upset with her. And she goes, explain yourself. He's like, well, how can I explain myself? I just said what I said. But when it got resolved into him leaving or may not having a job when he got back.
Right.
It made it look a little bit better, but I will say she came with a lot of vitriol from Zero when he's like, I'm good on this boat on vacation.
Yeah. No, here's the complete opposite perspective. There's a reason we're on separate sides of the table.
There is.
What'd you think?
I will start off by agreeing that I think the way the conversation ended left Giannina looking real bad.
On the boat.
On the boat, yes. Because I think Damien was very clearly trying to de-escalate the situation, and while I do think her concern was valid, I think she wasn't reading the room enough to be like, okay, all right, I know we're probably misinterpret each other a little bit. We're gonna discuss this later. There's always a later portion to discuss your feelings. But I don't blame her for prying and asking more questions when someone says something that could be considered a red flag for you. We're giving Damien the benefit of the doubt here that he probably doesn't have all this drama in his life.
True.
Okay.
He could have a kid that we don't know about, or he could just have gotten out of a super toxic relationship, or maybe on the contrary, maybe she got out of something super toxic before someone was keeping things from her, or the situation wasn't as black and white as she thought. And I don't blame her for wanting to be sure or ask more questions about what his social life is like that he feels like he needs to escape. I think the escape part,
I gotcha.
She took it are you doing full-on escapism here? Or is it just you have a little drama in your life? I think she just worded it totally wrong.
I think it's more the way she came at him. If she had just said, well, what's wrong? Is there drama at work or is it kind of personal life stuff?
But she did, though.
She did, but I think it was about the intent, the inflection she did. Oh, inflection. Hey, it's
the inflection of her voice.
Yeah, it's the way she did it. It was like,
good.
hey, we're just on a boat. It's almost like a scene out of a mob film. We're in a boat. I'm like, clowning you. We're just having a good time. And she goes, I feel like she could have done that in a lot of ways. Like, hey, look, I'm concerned the way you said it. Because after that conversation in the room, it was, no, I know when something's wrong. I'm beginning to perceive your feelings. Let's talk about it. Should have happened hours before that blow up.
Plus,
I think they both got defensive real quick, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but I think when somebody doesn't want to talk about something, you're in the heat of the moment. That's how she felt. That's how she reacted. But probably better to just give them a little bit of space. To me, at least, I can say that his reasoning behind the job and stuff, to me, not a big deal. I don't see that as a big deal. But maybe to him, it was extremely stressful, and the drama in his life is his boss being like, you go on this show, you're done. And that's, maybe it was really hurting him just in general in his life. And it wasn't and he has this really hot girl and he's got a really great shot. And then to tell her I have no job, I can't support myself, that could just make it crash and burn. That could be a lot of stress on somebody.
That's true.
So we just need a little space to recoup and just she could have supported him more in that situation than go into the immediate worst possible explanation.
Okay, that's definitely fair. I guess I relate to Giannina in the sense that like I'm very communication forward. Like I want to talk about it now. Like I need to talk about it.
I do too.
I get pushback too of like, okay, not everyone processes things as quickly as you do. You need to take a beat.
Yeah. And it's hard for me too.
It's hard. Yeah. We're hosts. We're chatty.
Yeah. But I'm ready to talk.
It's clear that taking that beat really helped their relationship later on because they were able to like understand each other.
Make up sex,
Until next episode where we find out he does have 3 kids. And
oh my God.
No. Somebody call Carlton.
We are running low on time, so I just want to quickly, brush through the rest of the episode. Where we at? There is like a group hangout session later where Amber gets really touchy-feely with Burnett in front of Jessica, which eventually spurs on this other conversation that she has with Mark, reiterating that she doesn't want to wear the ring. She doesn't feel like they can ever really physically get there, and it seems to be we're set up to believe they're gonna walk away from each other, and then they don't.
Yeah,
the whole this is happening on Married at First Sight as well. The whole taking the ring off thing to me, is very disrespectful. Okay, either you're engaged or not. If you decide no, we're not engaged, then we'll be done. It's another thing to me, like, how do you come back from that? He asked you to marry him. You said yes. Yep. Now you're not sure. And it's too many mixed signals to me. I'm in love with you, but I'm not going to wear the engagement ring. I'm completely in love with you. You're my person, but I'm not going to meet your family. I guess with the ring on is what she was saying. Yeah. But we all know we went in the pods and got engaged. So what? Yeah. Are we calling the engagement off then?
Yeah. It's getting to the point now after Mark, do you want to have that person as your wife?
Let's get some solid feedback on what's going on, I think. Because he doesn't deserve to kind of be strung along. And honestly, we're ragging on her a lot. But in my gut, I feel like it's the same thing that Zach is doing on Married at First Sight. They are trying to weave this weird path of what's the nicest way I can say I don't want to be with you and not make you feel too bad when it's almost making it worse.
True.
Definitely. Well, that remains to be seen how that relationship will shake out. I'm very intrigued at this point. Before we get out of here, let's do a quick rating of our couples. And we're going to go ahead and just kick it off with Jessica and Mark, since we just ragged on them so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give them a 1. I don't feel like they're a good match. And I kind of just selfishly want them to keep fighting for good TV, but also like don't actually get married in real life.
That's okay.
You're not meant to be together.
Yeah, okay. I was saying they have a chemistry of 4 because they are perfect for each other. She is delusional that she like with Burnett, and he is delusional that he can change the way she feels about him. So they're perfect for each other.
I'm gonna give him a 3.
3, okay. We're gonna go into Lauren and Cameron real quick. I'm gonna give them a 5.
75, not 5. It's fine.
A 5?
5's pretty good. They're on top.
Wow. Oh wait, sorry.
We're doing chemistry.
Yeah, Charlie. Married at First Sight, we come out of 10. What are we doing out of?
We're doing out of 5. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, go back. Mark is a 1 then. Do we have zeros?
No, you
How
can't.
did you guys set this up without me?
You can't.
We clearly
last
messed
time.
up.
Okay. Sorry, Mark is a 1. And then Cameron, right?
Lauren and Cameron?
Lauren and Cameron. Yeah.
1 to 5?
I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to go with a 4.
Kelly and Kenny?
This is so good with the music.
Isn't it good?
Yes. Well, sorry. We'll give it 4.
Kelly and Kenny,
Kenny?
they're going to be my 5.
Oh, wow. I'm going to say 4.
4? I'm going to give him 4.
Okay.
And Giannina and Damien?
I'll say 3.5, 3.5.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah.
All right. And then, 3.5. I'm going to go with Flobo. And then Amber and Burnett. Or did we do them already?
Nope.
Amber and Burnett?
That's a hard one. I'll say 3. Because that's
I'm
all
gonna,
heat.
I'm going to go 3. Yeah, I think go either way.
I'm gonna agree with you guys on that. Sounds like we're all in accordance here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if these couples stay in accordance with each other on the next recap. Thank you guys for hanging with us. And you can keep up with me on Twitter at Christine Bean and on Instagram at Christine I. Alexis. Where can the people keep up with you guys?
You, my friend.
Okay, well, you can follow me at Twitter at FloboBoys, on Instagram at Flopito, Flopito.com. And if you love me talking about people fighting all the time, the Monday Night Raw after show is exclusively here on AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, yeah. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. We love seeing all your comments. Let us know what you guys think about all the couples. My name is Mike Thieling. You find me everywhere at Mike Thieling.
Sweet, and we'll see you guys at the next recap.
We love you.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.